Well, ultra thin veneers, essentially what it incorporates is part of minimally invasive dentistry. How do we stay minimally invasive? So we don't want to overly grind a tooth down to put a veneer on the tooth. Now, a veneer is just, it's sort of like you could think of if you put a false nail on your fingernail. They're very thin and like the thickness of an eggshell or less. They're very translucent, or we can improve the color. So if someone comes in with dark teeth, we can make those little pieces brighter so they'll have a whiter, brighter smile. But because they're translucent, it allows light to shine through and go through and makes it a wonderful, natural look. Ultra thin veneers are, they're just as strong as the traditional veneers, but it can only be accomplished if the preparation is very minute. So we're only actually taking like 2/10 or 3/10 of a millimeter. Anybody that understands a millimeter knows that's already small. So that basically ensures that we're staying within the enamel of the tooth. By staying within the enamel of the tooth, we're not breaking through the hardest substance of the tooth. And so that when we bond to that, we get the greatest strength of those types of veneers. On the traditional side of things, if a heavy preparation is done, now the dentist is cutting through the enamel of the tooth, and he's into the softer part of the tooth, which is called dentin, which is about 40, maybe half or less as hard as enamel. The bond strength, when you put porcelain on, you bond it to the tooth. The bond strength weakens considerably, and not only that, you've cut away a lot of the tooth structure, so there's more chance for a person might need a root canal in the future, could jeopardize the longevity of that tooth. Versus if we're staying within the enamel of the tooth, if we can, sometimes you can't because there's a very crooked tooth, the person doesn't want to do orthodontics, we have to be a little more aggressive in that preparation, but for the majority, we stay in the enamel, long-term solution.